Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Dr. Vijay Bhatia. I work in mental health as a psychiatrist, and today I'm going to talk about nightmares. What are nightmares? Nightmares are dream experiences loaded with anxiety or fear. There is very detailed recall of the dream content that is important. This differentiates this from night terror, because in night terror you do not remember any dream content. If we wake you up in night terror, you will be disoriented, confused, and will normally fall asleep again. But in nightmares, the recall is very detailed. You know exactly what happened. The dream experience is very vivid and usually includes themes involving threat to survival, the threat to your life, as if you were going to die, as somebody is chasing you, as somebody you cannot get out of the situation, you are trapped, you feel helpless, and to your security and to the security of the family or to the loved ones or to your self-esteem, that you feel so low that you feel that you are worthless, you cannot do anything, you don't have any power to overcome this, and in a way feel trapped in that. Quite often there is a recurrence of the same or similar frightening nightmares themes. So what happens? These dreams happen again and again. So that builds up in a way. You lose your confidence, you feel threat to your life, and you start believing that something is seriously wrong with you. During a typical episode, there is a degree of autonomic discharge. What I mean by this is that you are possibly sweating, your heart is racing, your breathing is fast, your eyes are wide open, you look scared, and you muscles feel quite tense and exhausted, but there is no appreciable vocalization or bodily movements. This differentiates from night terrors, because in night terrors there is a scream, you make a noise, you make a some kind of vocal voice, uh, trying to get help, and you literally shaking. You may get up, you may sit up, you may even go out or walk a little bit, and that is the difference between nightmares and night terrors. In nightmares you don't have this vocalization and there are no bodily movements, and upon awakening the individual rapidly becomes alert and oriented, whereas if it is a nightmare, the person is disoriented. It is very difficult to make them awake or make them alert or make them aware of their surrounding. But in nightmares, they wake up and they are alert and they are oriented and they remember the dream. Nightmares, also called dream anxiety disorder, the individual wakes from nocturnal sleep. That means during the night. But these nightmares can also happen during the day if you are having a small nap in the afternoon or any time, and you wake up with the detailed, vivid recall of intensely frightening dreams. You are fully aware that they are dreams. There is no reality to it. You know that you were dreaming something, you were trapped in something, you were trying to run away, and you wake up, and that intensity is so much that you are literally sweating. Usually involves threat to survival, security, and your self-esteem, and even to your loved ones. The awakening may occur during any part of the sleep period. It doesn't have to be at the end of the dream, in the middle of the dream or in the beginning of the dream, if there is intense um, autonomic arousal, you might wake up because you have had this dream before as well, because of the similar themes of threat. You know that what's going to happen, and you want to wake up and be alert rather than experiencing the same dream again. Upon wakening from the frightening dream, the individual rapidly becomes alert and oriented, and that will be the difference between the night terror and nightmare. And there is always personal distress, because you start believing why this is happening to me, why this is repeating, and why it is causing problems to you, and you start thinking something is seriously wrong, or mentally you are going mad, or somebody is actually trying to do this to you. So the dream experience itself and the disturbance of the sleep resulting from the awakening associated with the episode cause a marked distress. Next day, you might feel weak, tired, lethargic, lack of concentration, and not able to do the things or function properly as you would otherwise without the nightmares. And normally, there shouldn't be any known causes like neurological disorders like epilepsy, or any medical conditions like heart problems, or any sleep apnea syndrome, or even any psychoactive substances like even tea, coffee too much, and psychoactive substances like cocaine, LSD, amphetamines, or even certain medications that are known to cause as a side effect of the nightmares, so they shouldn't be there. However, nightmares, as we know, because it is related with the dream and you remember the dream, this is an awakening from REM sleep. REM sleep is the rapid eye movement sleep. There are two types of sleep, REM and non-REM. Now, REM sleep, normally people will get the dreams. And that is another difference between nightmares and night terrors. In nightmares, the person wakes from REM sleep, whereas in night terror, the person wakes up in the NREM sleep, non-rapid eye movement sleep, and usually in the first third of the nocturnal sleep. Children experience nightmares with a peak frequency around when they are 5 to 6 years old. Nightmares may be stimulated by frightening experiences during the day. So if they've been watching some films, or if they are actually trapped in some kind of situations, and at night they experience similar theme, as if they are trapped or somebody is chasing them, somebody is trying to kill them, and these can be very frightening. Frequent nightmares usually occur during a period of anxiety, whatever the cause. Simply things like if there is a bereavement in the family, if there has been somebody kidnapped or something which causes anxiety. So they are more frequent in those periods. Other causes of nightmares include post-traumatic stress disorder, although in post-traumatic stress disorder, normally the nightmares are what we call like flashbacks. They are as if you are reliving the same experience that you were abused in the past, or you were trapped in the past, or you actually suffered a serious traumatic event to the extent that it caused extreme anxiety, extreme panic, and it left you with after effects of that. So that in the differentiating point will be when you are taking the history, you will ask, did you actually suffer from any serious traumatic event in the past, especially in the last 6 months to 1 year. Other causes of nightmares can be fever, especially in children, and especially if the fever is too high and it stays for too long, in conditions like a person has a chicken pox and within 3-4 days they are having some kind of infection, they are probably hallucinating a little bit, but then they will also start to have nightmares. But they usually will fade away with the treatment of the fever and underlying infections. Or psychotropic drugs. There are certain drugs that actually have the side effect to cause the nightmares. And during the alcohol detoxification, when the person has been drinking alcohol for some time and they have developed a tolerance, and now they haven't had alcohol for some time, within 3 to 4 days they will suffer some kind of extreme anxiety at night and start having some kind of nightmares which they believe are quite threatening, and even to the extent that their life is at threat and may end up even dead. So the fear is so much they will suffer from nightmares, and sometimes this can happen for some time continuously. Even after the alcohol is stopped, they continue to suffer these nightmares. Thanks for watching this video. If you like the channel, please subscribe the channel, and if you would like to watch other videos on sleep disorders and other topics in the mental disorders, please subscribe the channel and see the other videos. Thank you and see you again.